The 2025 WNBA playoffs are breaking barriers in more ways than one. For the first time in league history, there are 29 openly LGBTQ+ players competing across all 8 playoff teams. This means no matter which team walks away with the championship trophy in mid-October, an LGBTQ+ athlete will be celebrating the win. Representation that sets a standard. Men's sports are slowly moving toward inclusivity, but the WNBA has set a new standard. Having 29 openly queer players at once is more than just a statistic. It's proof that authenticity has a home in professional women's basketball. The diversity spreads across every single playoff team, with at least 2 openly LGBTQ+ players per roster. That means representation is guaranteed in every matchup, every round, and at the championship level. Phoenix Mercury. The Phoenix Mercury has one of the most heartwarming playoff storylines this season. Dawana Bonner, an American Macedonian star, returned to Phoenix earlier this year after being traded from the Connecticut Sun. What makes her story unique is that she's now reunited with her fiancé, Alyssa Thomas, on the court. These two once played as rivals, but now they're chasing a championship side by side. Alyssa Thomas has been a standout player since her early days with the Sun. Now, playing alongside her partner, she's proving that love and basketball really can mix. Kahleah Copper, another Mercury powerhouse, adds even more depth. Copper started her career with the Washington Mystics and later became a Finals MVP with the Chicago Sky. In her 10th professional season, she's bringing experience and energy to Phoenix's playoff push. Natasha Mack is also heading into her second postseason with Phoenix. She joined the team in 2024, and this year she's hungry to make her mark in the championship race. Then there's Sammy Whitcomb, who joined the Mercury in February 2025. Whitcomb has already had a breakout year, scoring a career-high 36 points on July 7, 2025 in a win over the Dallas Wings, with an astonishing 29 points in just the first half. Performances like that show why Phoenix is one of the most exciting teams to watch in these playoffs. New York Liberty. The New York Liberty are not only championship contenders, but also one of the most visible teams when it comes to LGBTQ+ representation. Natasha Cloud and Isabel Harrison, who have been in a relationship for 4 years, both signed with New York this year. Now, the couple is competing together in the playoffs, sharing the same court and the same dream. Maureen Johannes, known as the Wizard, brings flair and creativity to the Liberty. Her personal life adds another layer to her playoff run. She's dating Gabby Williams of the Seattle Storm. The two will face off during the postseason, setting up one of the most emotional rivalries of the year. Jonquel Jones, a Bahamian star forward, got engaged to her girlfriend Nesha in 2023. After her time with the Connecticut Sun, she's become a major force for New York, helping the team push deeper into the playoffs. Breanna Stewart is also one of the Liberty's leading stars. A 2-time WNBA champion with the Seattle Storm, Stewart is looking to win another ring in New York. Off the court, her love story with her wife Marta Zargay, who she met while playing basketball in Russia, makes her journey even more inspiring. Minnesota Lynx. The Minnesota Lynx bring personality and fire to the postseason, thanks to Natisha Hiedeman and Courtney Williams, better known as the Stud Buds. Hiedeman, who proposed to her former teammate Jasmine Thomas back in 2012, has her wedding scheduled for October 2025. That means she's balancing both a playoff run and wedding plans all in the same month. Courtney Williams, her dynamic backcourt partner, has played for multiple teams before finding her rhythm with Minnesota. Together, the Stud Buds have become one of the most exciting duos in the league, known both for their chemistry and their talent. Dijonai Carrington adds another emotional storyline to the Lynx. Earlier this year, she was almost set to play a full season alongside her girlfriend Nalissa Smith. But trade sent Carrington to Minnesota and Smith to Las Vegas. Now, instead of teammates, they'll be rivals in the playoffs. Kayla McBride, who joined the Lynx in 2021, continues to make history. In 2024, she became the first player in franchise history to hit over 100 three-pointers in a single season, and she's still chasing her first championship title. Jalen Sherrod, who was waived by the Liberty earlier this season, has found a new opportunity with Minnesota, Las Vegas Aces. The Las Vegas Aces are no strangers to success, and this postseason they're stacked with LGBTQ+ talent. Kirsten Bell, drafted in 2022, has been a reliable forward for the squad. Nalissa Smith, as mentioned, is now facing off against her girlfriend, Dijonai Carrington, in what promises to be one of the playoffs' most talked about matchups. Chelsea Gray, nicknamed Point God, is a two-time Olympian and a Finals MVP. Gray is married to Tipsy Moorer, a former basketball player, and the two welcomed their first child in 2024. Her experience and leadership continue to make her a cornerstone of the Aces lineup. Jewell Loyd, who joined the Aces in February 2025 after spending 10 years with the Seattle Storm, has also made headlines off the court. In July, she announced her relationship with former Miami Hurricanes player Natalia Marshall on Instagram. Loyd's ability to perform under pressure is expected to be a game-changer for Las Vegas in the playoffs. Golden State Valkyries. The Golden State Valkyries are competing in their first-ever playoff run after being added as an expansion team in 2025. Tiffany Hayes, a veteran guard, initially retired in 2023 but returned to the league with the Las Vegas Aces in 2024. She then signed a one-year deal with Golden State, bringing experience and leadership to the young team. Kate Martin, drafted by the Aces in 2024, already has a championship under her belt. She was picked up by the Valkyries in the expansion draft, and now in just her sophomore season, she's headed back to the postseason. Cecilia Zondalicini, the Italian forward who started her WNBA career with the Minnesota Lynx in 2017, also joined the Valkyries this season. She brings international experience and a championship-winning background to the Bay Area squad, Seattle Storm. The Seattle Storm also boasts a strong LGBTQ+ presence. Erica Wheeler's journey is particularly inspiring. After going undrafted in 2015, she became the first undrafted player to win the All-Star Game MVP award. She has since played for several teams and is now competing with the Storm in the 2025 playoffs. Gabby Williams, a two-time Olympian, is one of the team's stars. Having played college basketball at UConn and then for the Chicago Sky, she now finds herself with Seattle, preparing to face her girlfriend, Maureen Johannes, in one of the most emotional matchups of the postseason. Brittany Sykes, who played for the Atlanta Dream, Los Angeles Sparks, and Washington Mystics, was traded to Seattle earlier this year. She's now ready to help the Storm make a deep playoff run. Atlanta Dream. The Atlanta Dream has one of the league's biggest stars in Brittany Griner. Widely considered one of the WNBA's greatest players, Griner is an 8-time All-Star and 3-time Olympic gold medalist. After her highly publicized detention in Russia in 2022, she returned to the league and signed with Atlanta. In July 2024, Griner and her wife, Sherelle, welcomed their first child, a son named Bash. Now Griner is back on the court chasing another championship. Jordan Canada is another key player for Atlanta. She won a championship as a rookie with the Seattle Storm and added a second title in 2020. With experience across multiple teams, including the Los Angeles Sparks, she now brings her talents to the Dream for their playoff push. Indiana Fever. The Indiana Fever also has strong representation in this year's playoffs. Natasha Howard, a 3-time WNBA champion, started her career with Indiana back in 2014. After playing for the Lynx, Storm, Liberty, and Wings, she was traded back to the Fever earlier this year. Off the court, Howard married Jack Isle Duckworth Howard, a reality TV personality, and their wedding was featured on the 11th season of Basketball Wives. Sydney Colson is another familiar face in Indiana. After winning back-to-back championships with the Aces, she joined the Fever in February 2025. Off the court, she co-hosts the sports podcast Unsupervised with Sid and TP with former teammate Teresa Plaisance, which launched in July. The 2025 playoffs mark a turning point for the WNBA and professional sports as a whole. With 29 openly LGBTQ+ athletes competing, visibility has never been higher. This isn't just about statistics. It's about showing the world that athletes can live authentically while competing at the highest levels. The love stories, the rivalries, and the representation all combine to make this postseason one of the most compelling in WNBA history. Who are you rooting for in the 2025 playoffs? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget, when the final buzzer sounds in October, history will already have been made because no matter which team lifts that trophy, an LGBTQ+ athlete will be holding it high.